Good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
So
Good morning,
today,
sir.
yeah, good morning, good morning. So
Good
today,
morning, sir.
good morning. So we will just continue our knowledge for your environmental pollution. So normally we can say that for normal and healthy living, a conducive environment is required for all living beings, including humans, plants, microorganisms, wildlife. So here, if we are saying that your favorable unpolluted environment to be needed for these the things. So in that composition, this particular composition, if that composition change or gets changed by addition of harmful substances, so environment is called polluted environment, and that substance that is polluting the overall composition of, you can say, the healthy environment. So that is known as your pollutants. So as a environmental pollution, if we are saying, that is defined as any undesirable change in the physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of any component of the environment. So main component is here air, water, soil, that which can cause you harmful effect on various form of life or property. So environmental pollution, it may be defined as any undesirable change in the physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of any component of the environment which can cause harmful effects on various forms of life or property. So this environmental pollution could be of various types. What may be the types? Anyone? What type of pollution is there in our environment which we are knowing?
Sir, air pollution, noise pollution, or the dust,
So,
soil
air
pollution.
pollution, noise pollution, then water
Water
pollution
pollution,
is there. Yeah, water pollution is there. Then
noise
wastewater
Soil,
pollution,
pollution.
soil
Yeah,
pollution,
wastewater pollution is also there. Then
light
thermal
pollution,
pollution. What? Ramatar, what you are trying to say?
light pollution.
Light pollution means what? Just can you elaborate it?
Sir, it is also one kind of pollution.
No, what you want? Just I'm just want that what specifically you want to add. That's why I'm asking.
Maybe, sir,
Like in night
radiation.
time,
Radical.
Okay, soil pollution is there, marine pollution is there, thermal pollution is there. Then nuclear pollution may be there, nuclear due to nuclear hazards.
noise pollution,
Yeah, that noise pollution is there. So for this, your what we are having solid waste management is required for that pollution, and sewage for sewage. Your that water that water your pollution, wastewater pollution. For all these, if we are saying that all these pollution affect your the life and property, affect your environment. So when we go to step by step, one by one, when we go to analyze the thing. So air pollution, suppose we are starting with the air pollution. So what is it? Which type of pollutants, gaseous pollutants are there, so that affect your quality of air? Any idea?
सर विलेज के अंदर तो ज्यादा कार्बन पोल्यूशन
Carbon
चूल्हा पे
pollution is there then. Basically, what happens that in our any atmospheric condition, your your certain substances are there that in your mm, excess, that is in the excess concentration, and that may cause undesirable effects on the man and its environment. So here, if we are having, that includes your gases, that includes your particulate matter, SPM, that is known as suspended particulate matter. Then radioactive substances are there. So these are your, you can say, in the air. If they are go in the excess amount, so they may affect your the environment, your life of a human being. Then you can say life of the your total nearby environment, in that it will affect. So in gaseous pollutant, if we are saying for the air, so basically it is mainly it is your oxides of sulfur, mainly SO2, SO3, then oxides of nitrogen, mainly NO and NO2, carbon monoxide is there, volatile organic compound like hydrocarbons are there. So these are your gaseous pollutants are there in the air. Then when we just have discussion about the particulate pollutants, particulate matter, suspended particulate matter in air, that so in it includes you the dust, it includes you fumes, it includes you smoke, it includes aerosols, liquid droplets, pollen grains. So these are basically your suspended particulate pollutants are there. Then for your radioactive pollutants is there. That includes your radon 222, iodine 131, strontium 90, plutonium 239. So they are your radioactive pollutants that are found in if air in the excess amount. So it will adversely affect to the nature. So when we go for in this, when we go for the classification of air pollutants, so it is that your pollutants may be occur in gaseous or particulate form, or maybe in the organic or inorganic in nature. So based on their origin of pollutants, they can be classified as primary and secondary pollutants. So primary pollutants is what? That they are emitted directly from your point source. Directly, that is carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, hydrocarbons, radioactive substance, all they are emitted directly. Secondary pollutants are there, that they are formed by your interaction of primary pollutants with other primary pollutants, like your constitution in atmosphere of ozone, O3 that is, and your photochemical smogs. So they are nothing but more than your two different your point source, the primary pollutant. If they combine each other, so it will be there. So it is known as secondary pollutants. So we can say what may be the cause or your resource of your source of the air pollutants when we go for it. So there two your sources are there mainly. One is your natural source, and second is your man-made, that is anthropogenic source are there. So when we go in the natural source, what happens that natural source of your air pollutants may be what? Like your volcanic eruptions are there, forest fires are there, sea salt sprays are there, biological decay is there. Then your Marses are there, extraterrestrial bodies are there, pollen grains of flowers are there, spores are there, radioactive your minerals present in earth crust are there. So all these are the natural source of your air pollutants. Then for your man-made pollutants, if you can say, so basically most your the pollutant thing among your man-made source that includes your thermal power plant, industrial units is there, then vehicular emissions are there, then fossil fuels burnings are there in the villages and other agriculture activity. So so you can say among these man-made your sources of pollutions, thermal power plants have become the major source for generating electricity in India. And for that, and or as in the nuclear power plant um, is not here in Indian context, it is installed in many places. So we are dependent upon the thermal power plant. And this is having the main source of your air pollutants in India. And here your main pollutants emitted is your sulfur dioxide is there. Then your as suspended particles, you can say particulate fly ash is there. So metallurgical plants are also they are consuming coal and they are also producing you the similar pollutants. Then your fertilizer plants are there, textile mills are there, tanneries are there, refineries are there, paper and pulp mills are there. They are also the source of air pollution, man-made air pollution. Then you can say the major thing, automobile, that is also the source. Automobile is there. That exhaust, automobile exhaust, it is also the major source of air pollution. So it is estimated that automobiles, your releases, your carbon monoxide 77%, your oxides of nitrogen 8%, hydrocarbons about 14%. So here what is there? Heavy duty diesel vehicles is there. They are having your more your oxides of nitrogen and so SP than petrol vehicle. Petrol vehicle having your they are producing your more carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons. So these are your main air pollutants are there, you can say. Then your indoor air pollutant is there, pollutions is there. So basically most important among them is radon gas. And it is basically your related to your lungs cancer and other and this radon gas it may be your emitted from building materials like brick, concrete, tiles and which are derived from your soil containing radium, where the source is there. That basically what happens that radon gas is produced when your uranium, thorium, your radium breaks down in the soil or rocks. So from there, if you are using that as a building material, so it will be your your dangerous for the lungs and other. So radon is also your present in the groundwater and natural gas. So it basically emits in indoors while when we are using it. So in your now what happens that many houses in the developing countries or underdeveloped countries here we are using fuel like coal, dung cake, wood, kerosene in our kitchens. So what happens here? Your complete combustion of your fuel produces carbon dioxide, which may not be your as much toxic. But what happens that when there is incomplete combustion, so it produces the toxic gas, carbon monoxide. So here we can say that coal that contains various amount of mm, your sulfur when we are burning, they are producing sulfur dioxide. So fossil fuels burning produces your black suits, and your mainly what we are saying that carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxides, or other like formaldehyde or benzoapyrene, they are toxic and harmful for the health. So your benzoapyrene BAP that is also found in cigarette smoke and is considered to cause cancer. So basically, it is your estimate is there that in any household where we are using wood as fuel for cooking, they are inhaling benzoapyrene BAP that equivalent to 20 packets of cigarette a day. So how you can say in the you will see that in the villages and other where the practice of your burning of wood for their food, so they are having the problem of your lungs and in your their lifespan gets reduced due to that. So effect of if we are saying the air pollution, what maybe it affects on the human health. So basically, it is that due to the air pollution and other, what happens that it results maximum your in the lung cancer, asthma, chronic bronchitis. These are the basic things that you're related to the your in the gases and other years of exposure of air pollutants like cigarette and smoke and other. Then suspended particles also they are also cause the damage to the lung tissue and asthma, bronchitis, cancer it will be there. Then your sulfur dioxide that also that causes your constriction of respiratory passage and that causes your bronchitis like conditions. So basically, they are having in your lungs and nerves. They affect the most the your air pollutants. Here also one more thing, oxide. You must have heard about the things here that oxides of nitrogen, basically your nitrogen dioxide that irritates the lungs and it causes your chronic bronchitis and carbon monoxide if it reaches to the lungs and that if it combines with the hemoglobin of blood. So it your forms your carboxy hemoglobin. So basically what happens that this carbon monoxide they are having your affinity of for the hemoglobin around about 200 times more than oxygen. So basically if carbon monoxide is there so hemoglobin will be not able to transport oxygen to various part of the body. So it causes you the suffocation and long you can say the long exposure of your carbon monoxide that causes dizziness, unconsciousness, and even death. And when we are using carbon monoxide, so you must have aware about that in winter season also. You're in the room, your room heater that and coil and other that are not supposed in the closed. It is advisable to do it. The only cause is that that also in that place your carbon monoxide that gas is there, and due to that it may happen. If in what is advisable that if you will go for the any room heater and other, so please open in that the your at least one window and other, so that your total pack in a carbon monoxide may not be in the your that if it is there, so it may went out. And other also hazardous material is there that is mercury, asbestos, arsenic, radioactive substance. They are also affecting your the other vital organs like kidney, liver, spleen, brain. The things are there. And your these things are also affecting plants also in the your photosynthesis and other. They affect destroy chlorophyll and affect photosynthesis. So this air pollutions during daytime affects plant by entering the leaf through their stomata and more in the day. time than in the night. So all these having your damage in their leaf structure of the plants will be there due to this air pollution. In aquatic life also, your this air pollution that will be your affect the aquatic life. Basically, what happens that the air pollution mixing with the rain that cause your high acidity, that is lower pH in freshwater lakes. So due to that, it affects the aquatic life, especially the life of fish. And you are also having the effect of materials, if that is the particulate materials are there, so that damage to the exposed surface, that is present of sulfur dioxide and moisture. You must have aware about it that it your accelerate the corrosion of the metallic surface due to your formation of sulfuric acid. So here just and in these cases, if we are knowing that okay, these are the your causes, so we can say that how we control this air pollution if we are knowing this, how we can minimize the air pollution. So basically, there are some methods are there due to that we can go for someone having their mic on. Supriya Kumari, yeah, please turn off your mic. Yeah, thank you. So basically, control of air pollution is there in that control if we are having. We have to just check that proper environmental impact assessments study is needed. That for your air pollution, for the minimization of air pollution, that we have to just for each and every industry, your proper environmental impact assessment study must be there. So that by simple method is there. Suppose for the emission, for the dilution of emission, we may increase the stack height, although till the permissible height. So what happens that at least your wind currents that will disperse the pollutants, and it will not affect the environment near in the vicinity of the persons who are living there. Then we can minimize the activities which cause pollution, like in the for your automobile. That so we have to take care that in the transportation and energy production we may minimize the activity. We may go for the if, as per as your automobile sector, we may opt for the carpooling for our office and others, so that you can have at least you can by your own level you can reduce the thing. Modification of your equipments is there so that your pollution may be lesser. Then using your low sulfur coal in industry, then using removing sulfur from coal that maybe by the with the help of washing and with the help of bacteria also. Removing your nitrogen oxides, different oxides during the combustion process and controlling your the flow of air and the fuel in the industrial boiler. So vehicular, if we are saying that as far as your vehicular pollution is concerned, so we can check our vehicle pollution in the regular with the help of a regular tune-up of your engines, replacement of your polluting old vehicles, installing now what happens that the use of your the someone has that the replacement of in the villages your the wood and other burning by the your LPG and other. And government is also doing for that. There are so many 8 to 10 crore LPGs there. They are provided in our villages free of cost, so that they may your convert from your burning of wood and other to the clean gas like LPG. They move on that. But okay, there are also some restrictions are there, since in 1 year 1 or 2 cylinder government is providing max one or two. So and that is not sufficient. But okay, it also helps us in at least reducing some the pollution. And in vehicle also nowadays, what is it is that they are going for the suppose for a clean fuel also, so that there may not be an in your the pollution, more pollution will be there. And having nowadays they are having the technology so that your total burning of your fuels will be there, and it reduces your the your oxides of nitrogen and other. So clean that gases are also they are shifting to the clean gas. Nowadays, you may go that maximum vehicle companies and other automobile sector they are going for the electric vehicle, or in later stage it may be your or further more solar panel another thing will be there. So these will help you using your mass transport system towards your clean your fuel. So it will be very your in due course, it will be more easy for helping the control of air pollution. Then also planting more trees, reduction of pollution at source. So these are the things using biological filters and big scrubbers, using non-conventional source of energy. So these are the few things which will be helpful in your controlling the air pollution. Then we are having the second, if we are in the discussion, we can say the noise pollution is there. So what is it? Anyone? What is noise pollution?
So happens due to traffic,
Due to
traffic
traffic, okay.
noises.
Yeah, that also. Then another. Basically, what happens that there are various type of sounds every day. So that sound is nothing but it is the mechanical energy from a vibrating source. So that sound may be pleasant when in the form of music and other it is there, but sometimes it is annoying also, unpleasant also. So that unpleasant sound, unwanted sound, that is called noise. So basically, what happens that sound that can propagate through a medium. That medium may be air, liquid, solid. So for that medium, if your sound travels, so here, if you can say the some your it is you can say that sound pressure alternately causes compression and rarefaction, and your number of compression and rarefaction of the molecules of the medium. It is in a unit time that is known as your frequency, and it is your expressed in the hertz. So, and that hertz is nothing but it is number of cycles per second. So here, if we are having various type of range of sound pressures are there that encounter the human ear. So when we increase in sound pressure, so um, you that doesn't you invoke the linear response of human ear. Simply, your some you can say the logarithmic scale is devised for your measuring the sound your measurement. So that is known as your sound pressure level (SPL), and that is what that is your logarithmic ratio of the sound pressure to a reference pressure. It is so this dimensionless unit that sound pressure to the any particular reference level, that is known as decibel. dB, small d, capital B, decibel. So your that and here if you are saying the reference pressure, so international reference pressure is 2 into 10 to the power minus 5 Pascal. So are you aware about the Pascal? What is it? 1 Pascal is how much?
1 Newton per meter square.
1 Newton per meter square. So when we go for 1 Newton per mm square, so it will be 10 to the power 6, that is 1 million, 1 mega Pascal is 1 Newton per mm square. So if we are saying as the international reference, it is 2 into 10 power minus 5 Pascal. So what is its meaning? If we Newton per mm square, if we are having, so it will be 20 Newton per mm square. Is it right? International reference. So here now we are saying this is your reference, and in that reference, your any sound pressure is there. So we can go for okay. So whether it is your smooth or whether it is we can say as the loud. So that your affect your that we can determine in the term of decibel. In that scale of measure, we are measuring the loudness. So your noise can affect your human ear because of its loudness and frequency. That pitch. That okay. So some your central board pollution control board is there, CPCB, that committee recommended your permissible noise levels for different locations. Here what happens that in the your silence zone is there, hospital and other place it is where you don't have to blow the horn and other things are there. So some your noise standard recommendations are there here. So you suppose for the industrial your place, it is your noise level in the day it may be 75 up to decibel, and in the night it may be 70 decibel. In the commercial area, it may be 65 decibel, and in night it will be 55 decibel. And for normal residential area, it is supposed that in the daytime your noise level must be your within your 55 decibel, and in the night time it may be 45 decibel, and in the silence zone it may be 50 noise level must be less than 50 decibel in night day and 40 decibel in the night. So here it is the range, but here also you can, if you are visualizing it, that okay, what are the different sound levels, so you will be able to just visualize that okay, what may be the you may go for it. So for it, for a few just a discussion of a few decibel for the decibel purpose. Suppose you are having the simple your rustling leaf is there, so that it is having about 10 decibel. If in the your average living room, if we are talking another, so 50 decibel is there. For any air conditioning unit, the noise is there. That is, you are if 6 meter away, it is. Or for any light traffic noise, 30 meter away, if you are having. So, round about 60 decibel is there. Any vacuum cleaner, if you are operating, and ordinary your conversation is there, so that may be up to 70 decibel if it is. Any motorcycle is there. So, food blender is there, if that is you are having. So near if motorcycle, so that is suppose 8 to 10 meter in that distance. If you are hearing their sound or in sound of any food blender near to you, so that is as much as about 90 meter. Sorry, 90 decibel is there. And your any for any jet plane for takeoff, it is about 150 decibel. So the thing is there, your noise with its intensity, that how much time. In that duration you are hearing it. So it will, if constantly, if you are going, suppose for any traffic police is there, he have to deal with the noise all the time in the traffic and others. So you will see in the um, your few years they may go for their problem of the noise and in their hearing also. So these are the things. If your sources of noise pollution mainly it is, so we can say that various mode of transportation, various mode of your transportation is there, like your air, road, rail transportations are there. So industrial operation also activity that your source of noise pollution is there. Then constructional activity, there will be the sound pollution. And any suppose any social gathering is there, religious function is there, election is there, celebration is there. So there also we are using the electric home and for their any electronic gadgets we are using. So in that activity also your noise pollution is there. So here if we can say in normal cases if you are having, so what may be the noise level it is. So in Delhi, around about your 80 to 90 decibel is there, and in other in Calcutta, it is your about 85 decibel is there. So your noise level that is recorded. So what may be the effect of these noises that causes? So whether if that will be in the admissible your cases, so it is okay. Otherwise, it will affected your the hearing capacity and other. So you can have it in the noisy area. What happens that communication to each another that is severely affected, and your noise can cause your temporary or permanent hearing loss. It depends upon the intensity and duration of sound level. Auditory sensitivity is reduced with the noise level of over 90 decibel in mid-high frequency for more than a few minutes. So here both things is there. Their intensity as well as their duration. Both will with your have the adverse effect. Then psychological and your physiological changes are there. Like your continuous exposure to noise affects the functioning of various systems of the body. It results in hypertension. It results in insomnia, so that is sleeplessness. It results in gastrointestinal and digestive disorders, peptic ulcers, blood pressure changes, behavioral changes, emotional changes. All these are there. In India, if you are having, if with a concern, so maximum noise pollution will be during Diwali, the festival of light and sound is there. So maximum you can say the noise pollution will be there. What happens that traditionally we are having enjoying. Yeah, you simply Yuvraj just tell me that noise pollution how it affects our environment. How you can say in environment we are also there as a human beings, so we are also part of the environment, so it directly affects a human being in our lives. For your animals also, you will see that during your Deepavali and other in the cracker sound of crackers and other, your many animals they in that time they are not feeling good, they are affected. and it may have that they are also having their um, go to the deafness and other along with your human beings also. So the things is yes, since all we are having your in your nature in our environment, all are part and parcel of it. So it affects. It also happens that if more decibels are there, so you feel the pain in your ear also. You will feel. Suppose your any noise level, if you can say, of different crackers and others, so they are all having more than suppose 120, 130 decibel. So all these affects here. So here also, what is there that in 1986, your central government had law, environmental protection rule. 1986 is there, and in that protection act, they are having, they are provision is there that for your any firecrackers and other that manufacture, sale or use of firecrackers generating noise level exceeding 125 decibel. So that shall be prohibited. And individual fire, your firecracker constituting the series, the above mentioned limit, that is reduced by your 5 log 10 and decibel. So basically, for these things, if you are having, there are, and one more thing here, government also having your silence zone. That in that zone is there, that silence zone will be that minimum 100 meter around your hospitals, education institutions, court, religious places, in any other area which is declared by the competent authority. So in that silence zone also, we cannot use the firecrackers and other. So these are your the basic, you can say, the government having their rule, and we have to, and you are also in these years you can have that okay, go in the Delhi and other place where there are so many your air pollution is there, noise pollution is there. So restriction of your firecrackers that after 10 p.m. we don't have to go for the any your busting of firecrackers and others. So for control of your noise pollution, if it is there, few steps are there that reduction in the source of noise is there. If we are knowing the source, so we can just go for that sources of noise pollution like your heavy vehicles and old vehicles. They may not be allowed to fly in the populated area. Then noise making machines are there. They also should be kept in container with sound absorbing media so that your nowadays also, if you will see that previously when we are having your when power cut is there, some we are having the generator another. Nowadays, what happens that your sound reducing, sound absorbing media that is covered by the sound absorbing media also. So there you can say that the noise that now gets reduced. Then your proper wiring of machinery may be there. Due to that also your the noises will be lesser. Then your use of sound absorbing silencers may be there. We can use it. Then if we have to plant so many trees, since trees are also trees having your broad leaves, they are also absorbing the sound. And above all, if we have to go for the legislation that can ensure that the sound production is minimized at various social function and unnecessary blowing of horns and other should be your restricted, your especially in your vehicle congested area and in your silence zone and other. So these are the things that if we are knowing the causes or if we are knowing the sources, so it is easy for us to go for the control of the that pollution, that sound pollution. So mm, In next class, we will go for the other your type of pollution and other thing. Any discussion you want till here? Yuvraj, want to say something? Something you can share here, Yuvraj. What you want to say? Yuvraj, see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, something you want to discuss with us or share with us?
हाँ सर, ये बोल रहे थे कि सर ट्रीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, मतलब फॉरेस्ट वैसे भी कम है और करंट टाइम में एमपी में बहुत सारे ट्रीज काटे जा रहे हैं। तो सर विरोध नहीं क्यों नहीं होता है? डायमंड के लिए इतने पेड़ क्यों काट रहे हैं?
यही बात तो हम पिछले क्लास में तुम्हारे साथ भी शेयर किए थे कि देखो प्रायोरिटी क्या रहता है लाइफ का। चाहिए गवर्नमेंट्स को भी कि भाई आपको नेचर को प्रोक्योर करें कि डेवलपमेंट जरूरी है, ठीक है, आपको डायमंड का चाहिए, आपको ये इकोनॉमिकल ग्रोथ ऑफ कंट्री चाहिए, पर आप देखो कि उस ग्रोथ के कारण आपका डैमेज क्या हो रहा है, वो डैमेज आप कैसे मिनिमाइज कर सकते हैं और आप उसका भरपाई कैसे कर सकते हैं। दोनों चीज आपको करना है, हाउ वी मिनिमाइज द थिंग्स एंड हाउ वी अगेन कंपनसेट द थिंग्स, both things are there. We should take care of. That's why we will discuss in air pollution itself in the last, like we are having that, okay, what are the responsibility of us, we citizen, uh, protecting our environment. So the most important you can say is at least plant a tree, broad leaves tree that may absorb the most. So it is in our lifestyle. Just suppose go for it, okay, like you're in your birthday or in any special day of your family, you can go for planting a tree. So it is your step. That is if many of us, if we will start it, so it will be that sooner or later we will see that the changes starts. Government has their, you can say, so many they are having plus and minus or what we
सर
can say that, yeah.
प्लांटिंग तो करते हैं वापस, लेकिन सर उसमें कितना टाइम लग जाता है? उतना फॉरेस्ट आने में प्लांटिंग में बहुत टाइम लगता है। इकोनॉमिकली तो और भी तो सर तरीके हो सकते हैं।
आप समय की बात करते हो, आप आज शुरू करोगे। एक चीज जान रहे हो कि जो भी इवेल्युएशन हुआ है लाइफ का, वो कितना हजारों हजार साल पहले हुआ। आपका बहुत सारा जो स्पेसीज है जिसका एक्सटिंक्शन के कगार पे अगर है, तो वो क्या होता है, ये कोई भी इन्वायरमेंट या इन्वायरमेंट का प्रोटेक्शन, इन्वायरमेंट में आप जो भी पोल्यूशन है उसका अफेक्ट आजकल नहीं होता है कि आज के आज सब हो जाएगा। हम लोगों ने पहले भी डिस्कशंस किया था कि इन्वायरमेंट खुद चाहता है, खुद कोशिश करता है कि भाई हम अपने आप को उस एडवर्स कंडीशन से खुद को कंपनसेट कर ले, खुद को हम लोग बचा ले। लेकिन जब वो नहीं हो पाता है तो आपका जो भी होता है रेट ऑफ डिवास्टेशन, देन दैट रेट इंक्रीज जाता है। जो हम लोग एक चीज अगर आपको ध्यान होगा तो हम लोग पढ़े थे पॉजिटिव फीडबैक सिस्टम, निगेटिव फीडबैक सिस्टम मैकेनिज्म, हम लोग पढ़े थे ना ये चीज। ये नेचर जो आपका है कि खुद से कोई भी आपका कोशिश करता है कंपनसेट करने का हर एक तरह के पोल्यूटेंट से, हर एक तरह के एडवर्सिटी से। लेकिन अगर वो एक लेवल के बाद नहीं हो पाता है उसके इससे, तो फिर ज्यादा तेजी से ज्यादा वो डिस्ट्रक्शन में जाता है, वेदर वो आपका फॉरेस्ट का हो या वेदर कोई भी आपका लाइफ का। तो हम लोग की कोशिश, जब हम लोग युवराज इसमें चाहते हैं, हम लोग का एक ह्यूमन बीइंग का लाइफ स्पैन अगर आपका 80 साल का है, 90 साल का है, 100 साल का है एट एक्सट्रीम, तो आप अगर सोचो, एक चीज भी सोचो युवराज कि आप एक छोटे से मान लिया जगह पे कि चलो भाई हम हर एक साल में एक ही पेड़ लगाएंगे, तो आप सोचो कि आप अपने लाइफ टाइम में आपको उस पेड़ को काटने या उसका इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू पे नहीं जाना है, आप ये खुद इस चीज को रियलाइज करो ना कि उसका इकोनॉमिक वैल्यू, जो हम लोग ऑलरेडी पहले भी डिस्कशन कर चुके हैं, कि किसी भी पेड़ का कुछ लाख का हो सकता है, लेकिन उसका जो इन्वायरमेंटल वैल्यू है ये करोड़ों का होता है। जो ऑक्सीजन वो आपको देता है, जो आपका सॉइल वो एब्जॉर्ब्स, जो आपका रहा इरोजन को रोकता है, जो आपका एयर पोल्यूशन को, नॉइज पोल्यूशन को वो रोकता है, अगर आप हर एक को इकोनॉमिकल टर्म में आप करेंगे तो वो प्राइसलेस होता है। तो हम लोग को ये नहीं सोचना है कि आज हम जो पेड़ लगाएंगे उसका क्या, आप लगाना तो शुरू करो। अगर हम लोग सब लोग एक एक पेड़ भी सोचते हैं अपने लाइफ टाइम में, अगर 50 पेड़ भी आप देखिए, आपने तो पेड़ काटा नहीं, लेकिन आप अगर पेड़ को ऐड कर रहे हैं तो आप देखिए कि एक ये एफर्ट अगर हम लोग हर एक सिटीजन अगर करते हैं अपने लाइफ टाइम में, कि चलो ठीक है हम हर एक साल, कोई किन्हीं का बर्थडे हुआ, किन्हीं का मान लिया कि अगर एनिवर्सरी है, किन्हीं का कुछ, कोई भी एक अपने पेरेंट्स का किन्हीं का बर्थडे है, आप उस डे पे अगर आप चाहते हो कि हम एक जो भी प्लांट है, कोई भी प्लांट हो सकता है, वो आपका वो कोई भी फ्रूट्स का हो सकता है, कोई भी आप करो, कोई मेडिसिनल हो, कोई भी आप पेड़ लगाते हो, उसका इफेक्ट होता है आपके सराउंडिंग्स में, उसका इफेक्ट होना ही होना है। 2 साल बाद होगा, 4 साल बाद होगा, पर इसका फर्क होता है। तो हम लोग को ये नहीं सोचना है कि यार हम आज लगाए तो उसका 10 साल बाद होगा, 20 साल। अरे यार, आज जो है, जो आज जो स्टेटस है, उससे तो जिस दिन प्लांट लगेगा, जो थोड़ा सा बड़ा हो जाएगा साल भर के बाद से, तो वो तो अपना वैल्यूएशन देना शुरू कर देगा ना। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है कि आपको वो फिर आपसे कुछ नहीं लेगा। एक बार अगर कोई भी बड़ा ट्री है, वो एक बार आप लगाते हो ढंग से, 1 या 2 सीजन सिर्फ आपको बचाना होता, फिर तो वो खुद आपको सॉइल के थ्रू अंदर से रूट से वो ले लेता है, पानी वानी अपना खाना, और क्लोरोफिल है उसको तो ऊपर नेचर से सब मिल जाना। तो ये आपको समझना है युवराज, कि हम लोग को, इनफैक्ट हर एक को, हम तो लगाते हैं पेड़, और आपको भी हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि भाई अपने लाइफ टाइम में जरूर आप लगाइए। ये एक हम लोग का एक जो भी है रिपेमेंट का एक तरीका हो सकता है मदर अर्थ को, इन्वायरमेंट को, कि भाई चलिए, और कुछ नहीं तो भाई हम अपने लाइफ स्पैन में 100 पेड़ ही लगा दिए। आप सोचिए ना कि आप पॉपुलेशन जो आपका, अगर आपका कुछ नहीं, कुछ लोग भी अगर ये सोचने लगेंगे, तो जो हमारा जो भी कवर है, जो भी फॉरेस्ट कवर, वो तो धीरे धीरे इम्प्रूव होने लगेगा। तो ये इम्पोर्टेंट होता है, इसलिए ठीक है। हम लोग फिर अगले इसमें करते हैं कुछ और, वाटर पोल्यूशन और दूसरे थर्मल, बाकी सब पोल्यूशन नेक्स्ट हम लोग थर्सडे को करेंगे। ओके, ओके, बाय।
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू।
बाय।
Thank you, sir.